I don't even know why I left him for last, but we got good old father. The
man,
Ferriss.
the myth.
I think honestly probably D tier for me.
Yeah, I'm probably,
I don't really like him that much.
Nah.
Today, I requested of you to send me a few content creators that you listened to, you liked, didn't like. I also pulled some content creators that I tried to pull some content creators mostly that I liked, but also ones that I didn't. Not that I didn't like, just like it's hard to think about content creators that you don't like because you don't.
Yeah,
really,
I was like
not that you don't like, just like content creators that you know of that you don't really follow, but you kind of. And I'm like, who? It's hard. So I feel you. Yeah. I didn't really pull too many of them, but the reason I did that is because I want to do a little tier list today. I want us to do a little tier list ranking. So I pulled a bunch of content creators, and I want us to try and collaborate and rank all of these from. Are you familiar with how a tier list works?
Like well, yeah, it just depends on.
I think it's like superior, supreme.
Superior.
Like, what does S stand for in tier lists? Oh, it's Japanese word. Oh, special, super. Japanese word is exemplary.
It could mean a couple different. I guess my only question would be.
Go for it, yeah, because I don't really have any guide. I just kind of thought like your general vibe and value. Okay. Yeah,
for a tier list.
I figured this might be mostly that kind of stuff, but we'll see. I'm gonna pull it because it's gonna be tough. So this is my Canva. Right. Can you see this?
Yeah.
Okay. So everyone, for anyone who's listening only, I don't know why you would be, but we're doing a content creator tier list here: S tier, A tier, B, C, D, E, F. If anyone goes below D, I think this is going to be a lot of top of the list here. This is why I kind of wanted some ones that were not as good, but anyways.
Yeah, I don't know, dude.
So we can just start out. I think there's 20 of them here, so we can kind of get through them. We can go maybe spend 30 seconds or whatever in a minute deliberating them or whatever it might be. But first guy, we were talking about him before the show, so I'll just start with him. We're going to start with Noah Kagan. We were talking about him. He's on Tim this week. I know a little bit about Noah. I've seen him on YouTube and stuff, and I just pre-ordered his book we were talking about. But what are your thoughts on Noah? What do you think about Noah?
And a lot of these, not inherently it's like
yeah. No, I like Noah too, and he was an interesting one. I kind of pulled him last minute here because we were talking about him. The only thing I'll say about I really agree with everything, and I think he's actually a lot of his interviews with millionaires and stuff. He does a lot of very genuine interviews. He comes across really nice. The only thing I'll say, and what I've kind of different. I'm trying to think in my head how we can separate this. I think S tier is kind of like desert island. You could you know what I mean? You could be okay only ever listening to this guy's stuff. I think that's kind of how we have to differentiate these because otherwise everyone's going to be an S. And for me, and maybe we can both say this and then we can agree somewhere. But for me, honestly, just the impact Noah's had on me and everything, and we can do this from a more personal standpoint. Noah's realistically going to go on a B, probably tier, maybe between B and C, just because he hasn't really been the guy to punch through my feed and talk to me and the guy I've connected with the most. So that's where I'd put him. But I'm curious to hear your thoughts. I know you said a lot of good things about him, but yeah.
But I'd probably put him in an A or I don't I love all these guys.
Yeah.
These guys are all great.
No, they're all great. And I'm not trying to, I don't want this to even be a C. I don't want even a C or a B to be a bad thing. It's just this can also just be we don't listen to him that much and we just don't know enough,
Okay.
So I was saying between B and C, do you want to put him between A and B, right here? Okay, I don't think so. So I'm gonna put him between A and B because I feel we can't agree on this one.
Right.
Okay, we'll move on. So this is an interesting one. What about Ryan Holiday? Ryan Holiday, the modern voice of stoicism. I've read a few of his books. He's definitely been a huge part of this, me getting into stoicism. His content's okay. I don't know if I love his video content as much as I love his books. The Daily Stoic and Courage is, what is it? Ego is the Enemy. Yeah. Courage is Calling.
Obstacles the Way.
Those are very solid books. But I don't know if Ryan would be the guy that I'm always going to for content.
I guess it would be.
Yeah.
I haven't really listened or book.
Yeah. I don't know if he does have a podcast, but
I don't know.
In terms of rating, what do you? Because realistically, now this Noah placement has me tripped out because I think I engage with Ryan more, and some of Ryan's work has impacted me more. But I think if I had to pick one between the two of them, I'd probably go Noah from the very little I know about Noah. Okay,
I don't like this.
I like. No, it's okay. Listen, B is a great grade from Devin and Louis. If Ryan's watching this, you should not be upset. No. Listen, this is just we know this is going to be a tough one. Listen, all these people that I included today, I want to just preface this. These are all people that have deeply impacted my life in some sense. Like not deeply, but like these people have all had some sort of impact on me for sure. Like whether it's just like even the fact that they're here is insane. Like these people are top tier people. So. And also, this is personal preference. There's a music reviewer I like online. His name's Anthony Fantano. He's like one of the biggest ones. But he always just says, y'all know this is my opinion, right? Like, just his opinion. This is just an opinion. So it's okay. Their lives will go on if we don't give them it. Okay. Anyone here that you're liking next? How about we do JP? Jordan Peterson. Is he going immediate? Okay, here's the thing I'll say about S. I don't know if he's exactly S because I can't listen to JP's a tough one for me because he's so smart.
Yeah.
That I can only read like a chapter of JP at a time, and then I gotta like really get home and digest it.
Peterson?
Of course, yeah. Okay. S tier.
Yeah.
I want to put him up there too. He's a Canadian.
Oh yeah.
Canadian. Okay, I'm gonna put him. Because I think this does have to be a consensus. I'm going to put him mostly in the S tier, but I do think there is like that much of him for people that are watching that like for me sits in the A. Like just because once again, I find that there are content creators who like full spectrum for me. I like engage with more. I feel like sometimes Jordan's stuff. Yeah. This is just me. Okay. That's actually a way better way of doing this. This is not an objective rating system.
Because that's too impactful. Like, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I like that.
So do we want to move any of the previous guys away because now we don't feel bad insulting them, or is this what we're keeping? Okay, I like it. All right, let's keep going on here. You know what? Let's pull this guy. This is a guy I actually wanted to have in here. This is Gary V for everyone watching. Gary V. Gary V, man. I don't know. People shit on Gary V a lot. I genuinely enjoy Gary's message for the most part. Like I enjoy Gary's message for the most part. I would I'd put him. Oh man. Like I'd
put him in an A.
I was gonna say I'd put him in an A. I'd put him in an A. Yeah.
Just leave it for sure. It's not.
Well, also one thing I like about Gary a lot is he talks about just like go and fucking do it. Just go do it.
Yeah, he's such like
a message I love for him.
Yeah, take action.
So, take action.
Yeah, experiment, take action. Yep.
Yeah, cool. All right, one here I want to pull. Who can we pull? Cody Sanchez. Cody Sanchez, the contrarian thinker. So above Noah, behind Gary. For me, I think Cody is like really a smart girl, smart person in general. And the thing is though, is that I'm really interested in what she does, but it's not that applicable for me specifically.
Yeah.
Like I'm not out there buying businesses. I love the message she spreads. I think it's like great. And her newsletter is great, but I don't know. Like I don't think I've applied too much of what she's preached. So I'd be more inclined to put her like with Ryan in like the B, probably B tier.
That sounds
maybe even like I think she's probably influenced me. She's probably like had less of an impact on me than Ryan for sure. But still very good on podcasts and stuff. So I don't know. It's
probably accurate. Yeah.
B. All right, we'll put her on par with Ryan. I have a feeling B is if anyone gets below. Actually, you know what? I
don't know if anybody's going to.
We could get one another way because I threw this guy in here just because I couldn't think of anyone else. I don't know if you've watched much of him. This is Iman Godzi. I don't know how to pronounce his name. He seems like a guy.
Some of the best production quality.
His videos are insane.
They're so.
Yeah, he's a pretty good marketer. It seems like I don't really know much about him besides like.
Dude, he's blown up from.
Yeah, and dude.
This has been. I think content. Yeah.
I think he is doing well. He definitely appeals to a different demographic than like a Tim would or like And than any of these people, I think he's definitely appealing to a younger audience for sure, like a YouTube native audience. I haven't really seen much of his stuff. I don't really know why I put him on here, but I thought it'd be an interesting one. Like he's probably the one on this list that I listen to the least, so I feel like he's got to go near the bottom just from a personal standpoint, personal impact standpoint. B. Okay, I'm gonna just inch him. I know he's. This is my proposed slot.
All right.
I think.
Should we change the time?
Sure. Yeah, Iman, if you're watching this, we'll have you on.
Next week.
All right, we'll get this guy out of the way. JRE, Joe Rogan.
Oh man,
what do we think?
I mean,
I honestly think. Dude,
what?
Like if I love Joe, he's not like a super like the self-help guy necessarily, but I don't know. He has on the best guest. He runs the best, like the biggest podcast in the world. He has a lot of great advice.
Yeah.
And he's had a huge impact on me, like through his guests and stuff, I think. I'd honestly throw him in an S, comfortably throw him in an S.
Oh, for sure. Easily. All
right. That's an easy one. Anyone who's Joe Rogan hater out there, we're sorry. Okay. All right. Your boy, Dr. Andrew Huberman. Oh, S. No deliberation.
Dude, I'm going to have like 10 S's.
I know. I can already see this. Me too. Yeah, Huberman's a goat. Yeah, he's kind of the internet's doctor at this point, but I definitely throw him in the S tier too. I feel like
just so actionable and
super actionable,
scientific,
super unpretentious about his like way of teaching and everything.
Anything he's talking about Tom.
Take some photos.
But
yeah, 100%. Okay, so we got 2 certified S tiers. We're gonna have a bunch more. You know what? Let's pick some you know what? Let's pick let's do this guy. Stephen Bartlett. Stephen Bartlett, Diary of a CEO.
He's fantastic.
Okay. He is great.
He has some.
He is great. I actually only really I've only really started or kind of engaged with this stuff, I think, since he went on Chris Williamson. So like even maybe in the summer or the fall, whatever it was. I was really surprised at the quality of his content. I'm not sure why I ever really steered away from him. I think I'm in the same
up until
something like that came out recently, right?
Yeah.
No, he's fantastic. I think just because I guess this has to have both of our input. I can't quite put him near that close to the top of the list, but I would like comfortably put him like for me like here, just because like okay. Yeah, I guess he is technically below JP. But honestly, for me, oh man, see, this is tough now. I guess I haven't engaged with his work all that much, but I guess that's not a fair rating, is it? Now, you know what? I'm going to stick to my guns. Say he's just ever so slightly below JP, because I feel like we've both spoken more about JP than we have about Steven. That might change.
I think it's not.
That's
not
true.
Really a lot of, but
no, that's like Chris too. You know what I mean? It's like he doesn't talk much about his shit.
Right.
Speaking of, we'll get him out of the way. I'm so biased on this, but oh man,
put it like it's it's in the search bar.
No, honestly, I guess I actually really have backed off a lot of Chris content since like the new year, but he's releasing an episode with Hormozi coming up soon. The 3rd one, I think he's had, or 4th one with Hormozi. Gonna be insane. Honestly, personal impact wise, like Chris is up there with all of them for me. Curious about your thoughts. Like he'd be an S for me, but what do you?
No, I would say that for
sure.
Same. Yeah, I mean, probably.
See, I feel bad because this is our weighted score.
Yeah.
Damn, maybe I should have figured another way to represent both of our scores. Okay. Is there anything you want to get out of the way? You know what?
Hey, who's that?
Which one?
The second,
This is Mark Manson. I don't know if you follow Mark much.
Not too much, to be honest. Okay. I mean, his book was fantastic.
Yeah.
Subtle Art.
I've read a few of his books. I subscribe to his podcast or his newsletter, and I've watched quite a few of his YouTube videos. He was honestly a huge guy that inspired me to start writing. In general, I loved the way he wrote his book. I thought it was so casual in a book format, which is just so atypical when it comes to publishing. So I really enjoyed that from him. he kind of like lowered the bar of entry to self-help for me. But I don't know if he's had nearly as much impact as like any of the guys in the S tier for me. But yeah, you just said you don't listen to him too much, eh? Mm-hmm.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, I'll throw him with Ryan and Cody.
All right.
Over in the B. I feel like.
Yeah, no, that seems accurate.
Who do we got? This is the guy that you proposed earlier before. This is Andy Frisella, founder, creator, 75 Hard. I don't actually know too much about him besides that, to be honest with you. I've listened to a few of his podcasts because of that. Guy sounds insane and incredibly driven. But what do you think about Andy?
S tier all the way.
S tier.
All the way. Yeah. I mean, for me.
I'm just going to let you have this one. I'm going to let you have this one. Because I don't actually know too much about Andy. Yeah. And anyone who has created something as like fucking widespread as 75 Hard, I feel like.
Well, yeah, and a supplement company.
Too. What is it?
First Form.
First Form, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Which is like
God damn it.
Yeah, he's pretty...
All right, beautiful. Yep. All right, let's do this guy, Jocko Willink.
All right.
Jocko, ex-Navy SEAL, just a freaky dude. Big dude.
He's awesome.
I love Jocko. I do love Jocko a lot. There's a lot of stuff that he, like a lot of his frameworks and stuff and his like mindset that's like just unreal. And I love his content too. Like his Instagram page is hilarious. Just him up at 3 a.m. sweating over a straight bar with his watch on. Yeah.
That old Casio.
I don't know if I like, honestly though, could always listen to Jocko. I'd probably like put him between an A and an S for me, maybe in an A and an S, somewhere there.
That'd be accurate. The good.
Mine's. Oh yeah.
Whatever. So
he's a guy that I would say, that's what I will say. He's very potent in terms of like when I think about him, it's like very motivating and like I want to get shit done, but I don't think about him much.
Yeah.
I don't. But think
you much. I could.
You probably should listen to Good every single day.
Yeah,
it's so good. It's so good.
Yeah, it is.
All right, there's not even gonna deliberate about this next one. This is Alex and Layla Hormozi. I combined them. I was gonna separate them, but honestly, there's no point. Hormozis. Let's just get that out of the way. S tier. Unreal. Both those people, they're so crazy good at what they do, man. It's unbelievable.
They're so good.
So good, dude.
And they came out with...
They're both S tier, I know, yeah. And that was kind of the reason I didn't even separate them. I was going to, and then I was like, yeah, you can't separate them because they're one. There's no Alex without Layla. There's no Layla without Alex. Yeah. And speaking of another dynamic duo, I was going to separate these guys, but I couldn't.
You can't. You can't.
My First Million, Sam Parr, Sean Purry. These guys are great, man. Like, you put me onto them.
They're awesome. Yeah, they're great, dude.
So good. I love their dynamic, dude.
Yeah. Oh, man.
They inspire me to just, like, do cool shit or, like, try. I don't know. They're just, their mentality towards business is just, I think what I like about them is, like, they make business, making a lot of money, like, seem really easy. I don't know. I know a lot of these people probably do that, but, like, they kind of just,
or a lot
not in a
easier.
Bad way. Not in a bad way. It's like, so what I would do is I would just start a marketing agency and I would just scale that to $10,000 a month. And then once I'm there, it's like, whoa, hold on.
Wait, how'd you
it's cool. It's also remote. Those guys don't even do it together.
Yeah.
Which I kind of love that they still don't, you know? I don't know why.
S tier.
Yeah. I'd throw them up there comfortably. I'm going to just condense because I think we're going to get, we got some heavy hitters coming up. So I'm just going to condense everyone in. Snuggle up, guys and girls.
There you go.
All right. Who should I... Yeah, let's do David Goggins.
Oh, gosh.
What about David Goggins? I think, for me, David Goggins is very similar to Jocko. I don't, like, always engage with stuff. I actually just finished his audiobook finally today. Never finished. He has some moments of just, like, just unbelievable brilliancy or whatever. Like,
Right.
But once again, I don't listen to him all the time. And so I'd probably put him in a similar spot to Jocko. Kind of the very similar, not attitude as well, but like kind of that. I'm trying to get in the same mindset when I listen to both those guys. For me personally,
a day like
rain. You know
it's
what?
Raining
Actually,
right now too.
Sorry, go for it.
I was just gonna say
get after it. So I think I might actually just retroactively just drop Jocko down like just a like that.
Oh, okay.
I think Goggins.
Yeah, I can see that.
Impacts me more than Jocko does for sure, and has.
Mm-hmm.
Mostly because he's had more exposure. That's what's tough about this. Like Jocko has been on Tim, but Goggins has been on like quite a few.
Yeah.
So
especially recently.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah. Okay, let's get some of the ones. I think these guys are more targeted towards. Not you, but I thought more of you on these. How about Rob Dyrdek? What's your vibe here?
Maybe like a Jocko. Or maybe Gary.
Like an A? I don't know too much about him. One thing I will say is I used to be a huge like skateboard fan when I was a kid. Like I used to love skating. And so I knew Rob Dyrdek from there. And obviously ridiculousness. Like I knew him from that as well. But then you kind of told me like this guy's like a player. Like he knows what's good. Like in the business world.
Oh yeah.
And he's also like insane from his mindset perspective. Like he pretty much schedules every day down to like the minute, like his whole life down to the minute from what I understand.
Funny. Pretty much. And
these are his podcasts
they're great.
Or what?
Yeah, they're on YouTube and I would imagine everywhere.
Yeah. I love that. Once again, those guys are fantastic at introducing you to kind of people too, right? That's the thing, huge thing about a lot of these interviewers. Like I've discovered so many people through the guys that interview them, you know? So that's kind of a lot of their value too. But so what do you think? It's similar to Gary, you were saying? Or do you think more than Gary?
I would say that.
Okay.
Yeah, he's got a bunch of good ideas.
Him and Gary, throwing them in the loop.
Great ideas. Cool.
Okay, so we'll do Tom Bilyeu. I know you love Tom Bilyeu. I can't say I've listened to too much. I listened to him and Hormozi. You think he's an S tier, eh? Is he S tier for you?
For sure.
Right,
for me, yeah.
Once again, I'm just gonna throw him in. I threw this guy mostly in for you because I don't know too much about Tom. Tell the people why do you like Tom? I love it.
In his show.
Love it. Yeah, no, I really need to get more into him. I remember I think like one of the first episodes when we first ever talked, I think you sent me a Tom Bilyeu episode, like the first ever time we ever spoke.
Oh, yeah. You sent me a Tom I do remember.
That I don't think to this day I've ever listened to. So, yeah, so much for that.
That's funny.
Anyways, maybe I'll go back and listen to it now. Bring up old memories.
Was that
that was in 2022. You're correct. 2 years ago, for the most part.
March, yeah.
Okay. All right, let's get some. Okay, what about? I don't know if you listen to this guy much. Do you listen to much Lex?
Yeah. Like, what advice would you give
to young people? What's the meaning of life?
Yeah, the guy's in S tier, but like,
I wouldn't put Lex in S tier. And so the reason why is like I love Lex. No, he's unbelievable, and I think one of the things I like about Lex the most is he is just such a positive dude. He's like so about like human love and like whatever. And I think he's just like a really great voice. And he's very unique in the podcast. Like he's not like anyone else.
No,
he's
one of one.
I don't subscribe to I don't watch all of Lex's stuff. I think he's great. I probably watch 15% of Lex's podcast, maybe, you know? And so for that reason, I can't put him in S just because I don't listen to him nearly as much. Like the conversations that he has, once again, he's kind of like the Jocko or the Goggins for me. Like when I do listen to him, I love him and I'll listen to him for like literally 4, 5, 6 hours sometimes. But he's not like one of my go-tos. Mm-hmm. He literally has an episode with Bology that I think is 7.5 hours.
Yeah.
That I've listened to.
Maybe so.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think he is probably he's living in the domain of these guys, of Goggins and Jocko. I'd probably plant him like just dead smack in the middle of SNA.
And
yes, underrated.
I take like Tim Ferriss, and people are like,
Tim,
what?
Tim
yeah.
Boy?
I'm like, who's that? Who's Huberman? What?
Yeah.
What are you saying?
So true, man. Well, hopefully we can introduce some people to some of these people. That would be great. That'd be a very cool,
a cool
jumping off point.
Yeah.
All right. Sahil Bloom. What do we think about Sahil? Sahil Bloom, Twitter connoisseur, extremely weirdly handsome. Not really sure what's going on here.
He's got everything.
No, he's good. I think I like him. I like his daily, like, kind of cold wisdom. He's done that on Insta for a while. His Twitter's great. He kind of pioneered Threads, like from not the app Threads, but like kind of Twitter Threads.
Oh yeah.
Or he was one of the ones to popularize it. I think he's great. He's got a good newsletter too. Although, like, I will say, I kind of had my peak Sahil phase, like maybe 2021 or something, 2022. He recently got into the YouTube space.
Yeah.
So he's doing that. I tried to submit an edit for him. Sahil, get back to me, man. Haven't responded. Yeah, I don't know. I don't think I'd put Sahil in an S tier for myself. I think he would live. Like, I feel like he could probably live with like the A's. Live in the A.
Yeah, I would say that for sure.
He's great. I honestly love Sahil.
I'd play.
But is this the amount that we listen to them, I guess? What is this?
Or the impact?
I think this is impact that they've had on us.
Yeah, it's impact.
I don't think Sahil has impacted me as much as a Jocko, a Goggins, or a Lex.
At least yet. Yeah.
At least yet. Yeah. Even a Gary, for that matter. But, like, I do really like his stuff. That's the thing. But he's also one of those guys in the same sense of like a Tim or a Chris, where it's like, he's introduced me to a lot of ideas that have already existed. Not that any of these people haven't, like, not that any of these people are really like original thinkers or anything, but you know what I mean? Like, he's almost like a collection of he's like a teacher of other ideas.
Yeah.
I think, honestly, and you tell me if you agree with this, like, so Gary's here, Noah's here. I think just like, honestly, I think he's like not firmly planted in A, just a touch, like, because I don't I don't think I listen to him as much as I listen to Gary, or like I haven't been an impact on him as much as I have been for Gary. He's great. I don't know, but I just, yeah.
No, that seems good.
That seems good. All right, we got two left. Final two. Do you have a preference? Who do you want to do first? Do you know who these are?
No.
These are two big dogs. We'll go with PBD. Right. I don't think either of these are going to surprise us. Patrick Bet David,
S tier.
Insurance mogul and podcast guy now, media guy now. Yeah, honestly, he's a guy you once again put me onto. Didn't listen to him much until this year, but he is unreal. I think he has a lot of strong values that I like, and also just kind of like what I want. Like, when I think about like what a man is, he's kind of like that. Do you know what I mean? Like in a good, all the positive ways that you should be. I think he embodies those. I really like him. I think he easily goes an S. Cool, no brainer there. Yeah. And
he's incredible.
I don't even know why I left him for last, but we got good old father.
The man, Ferriss. The myth.
I think honestly, probably D tier for me.
Yeah, I'm probably,
I don't really like Tim that much.
Nah.
No. Tim is like the GOAT, honestly. He is kind of like the godfather on this whole page for me. Like, he truly has like pretty much everyone I know on this page, I probably learned about through Tim, like in like a non-joking way. Like, there are so many of these people. Yeah. Maybe not like Rogan or like a JP, but I feel like he introduced me to Goggins. He introduced me to Jocko. I kind of got opened up to Lex through him. Like, I don't know. Maybe not everyone on this page. I shouldn't say that, but regardless, he introduced me to Ryan Holiday. Anyways, he is kind of like for me at least, where my like self-development journey starts. Yeah, he's a good guy.
Yeah, we can always come back to Tim. Yeah, at any time.
Always come back to Tim. And once again, you kind of forget once in a while. You'll hear something. Even we were talking earlier about him and Noah being on. Noah was on his podcast, and Noah was kind of mentioning the word "my book" too much. And it looked like they were supposed to like cut it out, although they intentionally left it in. But he kind of corrected Noah, being like, "Hey, like, just by the way, like, don't mention your book so much. Like, people are going to understand it's your book. It just starts to sound really repetitive." There's moments like that, or when you go back and read an old blog post, or when he gets interviewed and you're like, Oh, like Tim knows a lot. Like he's been around for a while.
Yeah. Even on doing sales and like
100%. And like just for some context, Tim is 20 years older than you. So
yeah.
You know, it's a lot of time. I remember when I found out that Chris was 35, I was like, oh, like Chris is 10 years older than me. Like that's a lot of time.
So, yeah, for sure.
It's all good. Take things one step at a time here. Anyways, I'm putting Tim in S tier. If there's any debates about that, you can see yourself out. None. I can't even see Tim. I put him in the back.
Just put him.
Gosh darn. I don't even know where to put him. Put him right there. Oh man, this is bad. Hold on. Move him over. All right. Sorry, Huberman.
There you go.
All right, people. That is our tier list. Right. Such a rant. Look at the skewing. We didn't even attempt to be mean here. The meanest we got was B tier. Like, come on. Yeah, although, in all fairness, these are just like, look at this. Look at these people on this thing. This is insane. Like, there's probably some more that I could have included, but these people are just beasts. Yeah. These people are just beasts. Once again, this is based on personal impact that they've had on us. Definitely not on like their success or like who they are or anything like that. Just, I guess, if their messages kind of reached Louis and I specifically. And I think that this is like a pretty fair assessment of like these people that like these messages that have reached us for the most part. So yeah. No. Yeah, I think that's pretty much it. Yeah. So that's that. Thought that could be a cool little segment for us to do.
That was sweet. That was cool.
Yeah.
I wasn't.
Yeah. No, I thought that we could do like, well, I'm sure I'll try and figure out, brainstorm some other segments that we could do. I'll become a little bit of a producer here, but I think this way at least, people are going to click on, they're going to know what they're getting. And hopefully there's going to be some more in the future. That's all.
Oh, for sure.
Of course. Yeah. So like I was, the tier list also is not, we don't have to do just tier lists. We could do kind of segments like Desert Island 3 books, or like you have to live with 5 roommates and they're all like, you can live with any 5 people in the world you want.
Oh gosh. Yeah.
Or like dinner party or whatever it is.
Yeah.
Right. Mixing some stuff like that.
All right. I dig it.
Yeah, man.
Oh my gosh, we didn't say him.
I know, Cam Hanes. Should we just throw him in there retroactively? Okay, listen, I'll throw him in. Put my guy Cam in.
It's almost like a TV show.
Yeah, it's not. It's
a
very
podcast or like.
Buddy, do you know who you're dealing with here?
Yeah, come on.
Oh man, I don't even know. I'm gonna cover up. Damn man, this is tough. There's like a lot. With too many people in S. This is not him being better than everyone. It's just a smaller photo. Cam's a beast, man. Cam's a beast. Yeah, there's a bunch of other people I'm sure I could have included, but that's the self-help content creator personal impact tier list. That is a mouthful, but
all right, it's cool though. I like it.
Yeah, man. No, I'm good.
Good deal.
One other thing too. Not that this is kind of self. I don't even know the word is. Maybe egotistical. Anyways, but yesterday, 100 days, no alcohol for myself.
Oh, nice,
100
dude.
days
Congrats.
Sober. Yeah, man. Definitely happy about that one.
That's cool.
Yeah. Seemed like it was kind of like the first big, like not concrete milestone, but 100 days was kind of like, that's, before like 6 months or before a year, that's kind of like a big one. So,
yeah. That's,
I think I'm going to do 6, honestly, probably going to do a year, probably going to do 365.
Wow.
I'm going to give that a try. 6 months for sure.
Gotcha.
But yeah.
And then reassess from there.
Yeah, reassess from there. But 6 months for sure.
Okay.
Yeah, man. You know what? Honestly, I wish I could be like, oh, I'm so focused and clear-minded and like honestly, I didn't drink like that much to begin with. Like maybe it was somewhere between a couple times a month to like, sometimes maybe a couple times a week. Like it varied a lot.
Gotcha.
But no, like I can't say like, oh, I feel great. Like I just feel my baseline is just changed. I'm just constantly normal, I guess you could say.
Yeah. I've heard from. Go ahead.
No, I was just gonna say. So it's not like it's like if you're like an alcoholic and like it's taken over your life and then you quit. Like I'm sure you're gonna notice some like really crazy stuff. For me personally, it wasn't that way for me. And so I can't say like there's been anything incredible. Although I will say I really do enjoy it. Mm-hmm.
For sure.
Dude, I've reflected on this, like genuinely since I started drinking, never.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Yeah.
I haven't taken more than 6 weeks off since I started drinking. Most of the time it's like a week. Like if we're talking about one drink, like it's probably a week.
That's what I mean. Yeah.
It's kind of crazy to think about, like 10 years of like drinking every week pretty much.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And so I think what I've realized, and that also, I forgot about that John Mayer story. That's a great, I remember hearing him say that and I didn't get it at the time, but that's actually a great way of putting it. You kind of you just learn to read, like, man. So I am putting a video out about it probably tomorrow, but like, it's totally changed my perspective on alcohol, this break.
Okay. So here's something.
Like, I used to just view it, like I said, I kind of drank maybe a couple times a month, maybe a couple times a week. Like, I didn't really care. I didn't feel the need to like keep track of it or like whatever. But honestly, like taking this break has just made me realize that, like, I think that regardless of whether it was a couple times a month or a couple times a week, for me, it was too much. I just don't want to go back to that. Like, I'm not interested in that. And so now when I think about drinking, I'm not trying to be like, no drinking, don't drink. I should never drink. What I do think is like, it should be a very special occasion for me to drink. Like, it's a wedding. It's a vacation that I'm going on. It's whatever, a really significant, like whatever it is. Like, that's when I'm going to be picky with it. It might be, so I'm pretty much trying to go from like, or I've went mentally from it's okay to drink a few times a week to I shouldn't be drinking more than a few times in a year, in my opinion. That's what I think. Yeah. I don't think everyone should adopt that if they don't want, but I do think everyone should try and take a break some period of time. Yeah. Yeah, for sure, man. That's cool. No, I think you got it nail on the head there. Yeah. But yeah, that's my vibe. That's my vibe. Like, sleep for sure.
I could get like,
I think any amount for sure. Right. Right. There is levels.
It
affect
sleep. Yeah.
Yeah. I haven't drank since I've got my Whoop, but if I know for a fact people, like, when they drink it, their recovery score is like in the toilet. So definitely. And then what were you just saying? Oh, on the this is another thing too, on the like performance and physical standpoint or front. Like, I don't know if I've necessarily noticed like, okay, like my bench is better or like whatever. What I will say is there are certain, like, just from a muscle standpoint or a physical standpoint, like I definitely have put on some, like a tiny bit of muscle in the last couple months. But what I'm realizing more than anything, and this isn't even like you can't even measure it really, but it's just, well, I guess you could measure it. When you don't drink, like I just work out more and more consistently. Like I'm never hungover, right? So like I'm not missing workouts because I feel like shit ever. So I think that, like, if anything, that's where maybe the performance comes from. It's just like, it's not like that I'm performing better. It's just like I'm able to perform more often or more consistent because you just don't really feel like the worst you'll ever feel is like if you're sick or something. But yeah. Wait, what? What do you mean? Sorry. Yeah. No, and that is a good point. Over a year, yeah, literally 2 workouts a week. It's like 100 workouts a year, 104 workouts a year. That's a lot of workouts.
Yeah, that's a lot.
Yeah, man. You make some serious progress in 104 workouts. For sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, honestly, that is a bit of an underrated thing, is like pretty much anytime I drink, I would be like hungover, obviously, would sleep in more. I'd spend $100 at the bar plus. I wouldn't do anything the next day. All I'd want
I'm not even thinking about the money part.
Junk food. Mentally, I just don't feel great. Like I'm more stressed out for sure. I don't know, like, dude, like it actually is kind of insane.
So it's not that
I see what you're saying. Yes, you're totally right. Totally right.
Yeah.
Love that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. So if you take a break if you want. I would recommend, honestly, for people, if you want. Although, like, just do it. It's not saying quit it forever. Just take a break. I would say, I know I've done 100 days and I'm about to preach this whole thing, but I'd say 3 months. And the reason I say 3 months is that, like, when people are like, oh, I'm like, and you know what, whatever. But when people are like, I'm going to take a break for a month, it's fine. But I think that the reason 3 months is so inconvenient is because like there's always an excuse to drink, right? There's always a birthday or there's like a friend's like going
some
away
party.
thing. There's always something, right? And so you can kind of find a month where there's like nothing really going on. You want this to be inconvenient. You want the 3 months to be like, oh, like really, like that's Halloween.
Something will come up,
and it's like,
something
that's
will come
the
up.
point. Like, it's not.
That's
it's
a great point.
easy to not drink when there's nothing going on. But when there's stuff going on, dude, the stuff that I've learned has been when I'm at these things, when there's stuff going on, you know, like the stuff that I've learned about my relationship with alcohol, whatever, is never like just sitting in my basement alone, like on a Wednesday. It's
right.
Saturday night when I'm like at a bar and I'm dead sober. I'm like, oh.
Yeah, it is so different. Yeah, it's so different going out like that. Yeah,
dude.
Sober.
Yeah, it's weird.
But, yeah.
Hey,
it can be fun,
anyways, dude, this is my thing. I sound like I'm shitting on alcohol. I had a lot of fun drinking. I had a lot of fun. Some great times. So I don't know. I'm just trying to reevaluate the relationship is all. Yes, sir. All right, beauty. Well, anyways, tier list, rankings, done. A few other topics. And that's today. That is episode 6 of the 22 podcast. So we're on our way to 22.
Cool.
We're on our way to 22.
Cool thumbnail, intro. The intro last.
Yeah, I'll try and
got the music now.
Yeah, that doesn't have to be the song, but you know, for sure.
What are they talking about?
Yeah, so My First Million does that. That was kind of where I got that from. So
yeah,
beauty.
Good deal.
Love it. Cool. All right, people. Well, thanks for listening.
All right. Cool. Till next week. Till
next week. Right.
Is this how we close out?
Percent. Yeah, that could be a good. What percentage are we done with the year?
25 over 365.
Honestly, there's this Twitter account. I just like this Twitter account, man.
Oh, okay.
Percent of the year. Where is it? I follow it. Progress bars 2024. 6%. They posted that 3 days ago, though, so we're probably closer to 7.
6.8. 6.84.
Boys, it's absolutely cruising along. We're almost through January, man.
I know.
What?
It's been a month.
Crazy.
6.8%.
Gotta get back to work, man. Just gotta get back to work. Love it.
All right.
Cool. All right, we'll end it there. People, enjoy.
Sounds good.
6.8% of the year done.
Cool.
Get back to it. See you soon.